Hello, it's Jenna. So in this video, stay tuned if you want to learn how to get from really dark super black roots if you have just really naturally dark hair, and take it to this ash blonde that you see here. We're going to be basically starting on roots, and I'll basically take you through what I use to get and achieve this look. So for this project, we're going to break it down into 3 different steps. You're going to first bleach your hair, tone it, and then you're going to use this box color that I use basically to get this look. So in the first process of bleaching, you'll need powdered bleach, 30 developer, mix that up, then you're going to tone. But first, you're going to need to basically brush out your hair. You need to brush out those dreads, girl, and make sure that you have your hair parted. So before we even get into coloring, you're going to need hair clips, a brush, and a rat tail comb. So basically, you'll start by parting your hair off in half. So when you part your hair, make sure that it's pretty much as close to the middle as you can get it. Then you're going to brush out those dreads, girl, and then just make sure that your hair is manageable and you can comb through it. The reason why is because if you don't, your color is going to be uneven. You're going to then use the rat tail brush that you see that I'm doing here and basically part it horizontally. See how dark my roots are? Oh my gosh. But then you'll use these clips that you have on deck and basically just tie them up in little Chun-Li buns, and then you're going to do the same for all of the other 4 sections. And then you'll basically see in this video, I basically tied up 3 sections of my hair into the little Chun-Li buns and then left 1, because that's where you're going to start. So now comes the fun stuff. We're now going to basically take a 30 developer, your powdered bleach, and mix it in a bowl. You're going to need your rat tail as well as your gloves. Make sure you put your gloves on before you start mixing anything because you don't want to touch any of that stuff. So here you'll basically see me putting on my gloves, taking out the powdered bleach, pouring in the bleach into the mixing bowl. You want to make sure to read the directions that your bleach says to do, because I can't guarantee you that all of the bleach instructions will be same brand to brand. I know that I've tried other different bleaches in the past, and the ratios for the developer seem to be the same, but just throwing caution to the wind, just make sure that you read your own directions. Mix all that shit in a bowl, and then you're basically going to get ready to put it on your hair. So now that we have our bleach, we're going to basically put it into the last section that we didn't put up in a Chun-Li hair bun. And we're going to start with saturating as much as we can the darkness, the really, really super dark roots, and then try to maybe blend it in a little bit with a line of delineation where you kind of see where the bleach starts and then your roots start, so that you can get some kind of lift in there, and it helps with the orange. Maybe in the last part of your bleaching you didn't really get to lift it that high. It kind of helps that way too. And then once you kind of have the rest of the bottom, you'll kind of see that this is in super warp speed. You're going to do the top. So I basically went from doing the bottom 2 sections of my hair to the top, and then I'm super saturating the top at least. You want to make sure that the top is the most important part to basically get through and have it all saturated with bleach, or else everything is just going to look ratchety orange. One thing I want to mention also is that when you put bleach onto your scalp directly, that shit is going to fucking burn. I mean, it goes without saying. I think that bleach is one of those things that's a really strong, harsh chemical, so if you are super sensitive to it, I'd probably try to do an off-scalp application to your hair so that you're not in that much pain. I have a pretty high pain threshold, and considering I've done this for years, it didn't really hurt that much, but it might for you. So now that you've saturated your ratchety roots, you're gonna let it marinate. So I let mine sit for about an hour before I washed it out of my hair. And then when I washed it out, I basically left on a purple shampoo in there. The one that I have pictured up is actually Joico's Color Violet Indoor Shampoo. But you can use any purple shampoo. I've used Clarel's Shimmer Lights before, but I felt like it had a lot of alcohol and it was way too drying. But I like this. So basically, you'll leave it in your hair for about 5 minutes and then wash it out. And then we'll get ready for the next step. Okay, so now you've rinsed out all of that bleach, and the result might scare you, but don't worry. It's gonna look like an orange creamsicle, but the next step will take us into toning it so that it doesn't look like that. Because if you lift Asian hair, dark hair, whatever it is, it's gonna come out really orange. And sometimes if you miss some spots and don't saturate, what will happen is you'll get exactly what I kind of pointed out there. So the second step really is now we're gonna tone it. Okay, so for this part, you're just gonna basically repeat the parting process the same way you did when you did the bleaching. So you're gonna part it in half and then divide it again horizontally, and then roll your hair up into those little chun-li buns, and then start to mix the toner together. And then what you'll want to remember is that you don't have to blow dry your hair for this portion because the directions explicitly tell you to use it on towel dried hair. Okay, so remember how I said that the bleach ingredients really didn't matter? Well, this part does. So you're really gonna need Wella to basically have as a toner, so the T14 toner with 3 ounces of Wella 20 cream developer. And the reason why I'm so brand specific with this is that I can't guarantee that the results will look exactly the same if you use something else, and that's basically what I used to tone my hair for so many years. So you'll basically mix all of this together, and then you will apply the toner to your towel dried hair. And then what I usually do is I start with the same process that I did with the bleaching. I mean, I'll saturate the shit out of it, but then I'll kind of go through it the rest of my hair so that in any previous bleachings that I did that I still have orange, I can take the toner through and really correct that. So basically just make sure that it's all the way through saturated to your hair. And don't worry, that formulation is going to get a little bit dark, but it's doing its job. So now you're just basically gonna leave this shit on for maybe 30 minutes and then rinse that shit out. So about letting it marinate, leave it on for 30 minutes, wash everything out. It's optional to use a purple shampoo if you want to, but leave it in for 5 minutes. The reason why I say optional is because you already put so much purple base in your hair that if you're really going for something that's super ashy and gray, then do that. But if you just want to neutralize it, then don't. Okay, so this is what your hair will look like after you've washed and dried it. So see how it's kind of piecey, there's still a little bit of orange spots, but because we're going over it with a box dye, it should kind of blend in a little bit better. And this is after I've kind of slept on it and I didn't want to blow dry it anymore because my hair is already fried and damaged, so minimizing the heat on my hair will help with that. Another word to note is that it's not going to be 100% perfect. I mean, you didn't pay $300 to $400, at least that's what I'd spend out here in New York City to get my hair done. So with consecutive bleachings, you're going to get the color that you want. It might not come out perfect 100% the first time, but maybe after a couple of months of doing it, you'll get what you need and want. third step, now we're going into the box. So this is the easiest part. You basically just follow everything that the box says. There's not really much to kind of go over here in terms of technique. The box says that for retouches that you want to start on the roots and then work your way through, and that's kind of how I did it. There's a bottle in there, so you don't really have to worry about mixing it in the bowl. Just use the bottle that's in there. So same thing with this formulation and the toner. It's gonna get dark over time, but it's doing its job. Don't worry, pull it through your whole entire head when you're done with the roots, and avoid the skin like I did. That's pretty fucked up. So once you've washed it all out of your hair, your scalp, and skin, if you got it on your face, make sure that you go over with the conditioning treatment that it came with. I left the purple shampoo as an option just because it's already so much color you're saturating into your hair that you kind of want to see what it looks like, right, without all that extra purple shampoo stuff. But I would suggest that when you wash your hair, you go in with the purple shampoo all the time, just to maintain that color neutrality, because if not, it's gonna get mad brassy, super brassy, and it's not gonna look pretty. So after you have basically washed everything out and dried your hair, I like to air dry my hair, just a side note, because it's already super fried from all this processing that we've done to it. So I actually let my hair air dry. I put a couple curls in there, but first I put some heat protectant sealant thing in it. I'll put some links in the description below if you're interested in what I actually used. I basically will end up with this color. So, I mean, it's not the first time I've achieved it. I've, like, always done this to my hair now. I think it's been about 2 years. So, you'll see that the roots, they're kind of still a little bit orangey. You could tell where my hair growth was. But after a couple washes, it kind of evens out. It balances everything out. As long as you're using your purple shampoo. This might sound really gross, but I'll be honest, I only wash my hair once a week. Fuck it, I'm telling the truth. I'm gonna keep it real with y'all. So I wash my hair once a week, but I do make sure that before I wash it with the purple shampoo that I go in with a coconut oil treatment, and I just use basically Trader Joe's coconut oil and put that shit in my hair. I'll try to make it sit overnight if I can. If I don't have the time, then I'll do it for half an hour. But I just make sure that I condition the shit out of my hair so that it doesn't break the next time that I do it. Because if you don't, in your experiences with bleaching, your hair will break, and then you're going to want to dye it back to your natural color. So to maintain, condition. So that's it, y'all. Hope you liked my video. This is probably my first. I don't know if it's going to be my last, but if you liked it, let me know. If you have other different techniques, let me know in the comments below as well. I know there's a ton of videos out there already of women just kind of talking about how they do their hair. I'm not a stylist. I'm not a cosmetologist. I basically do this shit for fun. So, thanks for watching, and in the event that you do want to do this your own fucking self, hashtag this on Instagram, follow me there, and I will see you next episode.